Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy for Now. It is time for one of my favorite videos to make and watch every year is my most disappointing books that I read in 2021. The caveat here as always stands, you may love a thing I hate, and that is fine. You are allowed to like things I don't like. We do not have to align in taste, and that is seriously okay. As long as your reasons for not liking something aren't like inherently like phobic for some reason or problematic, we're good. If you don't like something because you feel like, you know, the character is fat and that's not fun, like maybe reevaluate that. But in general, I'm just saying like we're good here. And I'm gonna piss some of y'all off. Just flat out gonna say that right now. Some people are not gonna be happy about what's on my list for this, and that's okay. Like, it just is what it is. Some of these are ones I'm just really sad about. Some of these are ones I finished. Some of these are ones I DNF'd. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. Let's jump right into it. So first we have The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I thought I was gonna love this book. It sounded so fun and just right up my alley. And then I DNF'd it because I could not stand the main character. She was so immature for her age and just an absolute whiny brat that could not stand the idea of her parents having a life after each other and like, you know, being adults. And personally, that's a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like when parents or children can't see each other as people. Basically is the way I view it, because like when you have a kid, in my opinion, you're raising them to be a human and an adult and a person of their own being, and you in return should view your parent as an adult when you are an adult. You know, it's not your job to be a parent still when your kid's in their 30s or late 20s. You should be there for them and be family, but like that's not, you shouldn't be parenting still. That's my opinion. You can disagree with me, but this one drove me bonkers. She was like stunned that her mother could move on from her father. And I just felt like it was just like, how could you not expect your mom to need support in her life still? And you know, if she found that again and it was who seemed to be a wonderful man, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So yeah, I DNF'd it very quickly. The other book that I'm really kind of sad I DNF'd was 7 Sins of Snow by Locksley Savage. This is a vampire reverse harem, and I started it and I was so bored, like 5-10% in, that I put it down and said, I'm done, I'm not doing this. I could not get through this book to save my life, and I didn't want to, so I put it down. And I was so sad about it because honestly, it sounded like a good time. It sounded fun. It sounded like it had a lot of the things I like in that kind of book, but at the end of the day, it was shitty writing and it wasn't an engaging read, so I stopped reading it, like you do. Let's get into the ones I did finish. I'm gonna save the juiciest one for last, I think, because I do feel like I have the most to rant about it with. But first, we have Gilded Rose by Emma Hamm, who I do want to read more from, but oh my god, I'm so disappointed. And I was warned beforehand. Ava over at Ava's Romance warned me when I picked this for my book club, for my members in November, that this is not Emma Hamm's best book. And I have plans to revisit her writing this year and give her another chance. But I literally, like, I was hopeful that it would be like okay, but it was like the most 3-star I've ever read, because it was just mediocre. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and like somehow she still like completely fucked that up in a way that I'm surprised by, because I feel like a Beauty and the Beast retelling is not hard to like do. It's hard to do excellently, but it's not hard to like get like right enough to make me happy, because it is my favorite thing. And this just was so bad. The plotting was not great. The world building was like confusing. The whole setup and the romance was like just not good. And then like we just had these reveals about things that made no sense because we weren't given enough context in the world. And I feel like we're supposed to read book 2 to get like the full view of everything, but that doesn't work for me. Next, we have another one that I feel like some people are also going to be upset about, but See You Ruined by Pam Godwin. everybody said this book was so dark, it was so heavy, it was so this, so that. And I mean, I guess if you feel like anal rape is dark, sure. And if you feel like a threesome is inherently like taboo or spicy, sure. But like this book fell flat on its face for me as far as being this like dark taboo historical. I wanted to like it. I'm curious to try some more Pam Godwin as well. But like I literally like walked away from this book like that was it. That was it. Like that's what everybody was freaking out about. That was it. It did not work for me. This follows a girl who is like a sea captain or whatever, trying to like go off to sea to find something, treasure. So she goes out to sea to find some treasure, and she teams up with one of the captains, and they like kind of hook up. And there's like some weird infertility stuff in this that I did not like also. It just felt heavy-handed and not, I don't know, this just felt poorly executed on what I was sold as the plot versus what it actually was. And then it ended with them like in a threesome, and I just didn't care. It was not that taboo or spicy, and honestly, like, it was truly lackluster. And I'm still a little sad about it because I really wanted another historical that hit that spot of like the Charlotte Peckham's ones do, that are like kind of like that, have that nice twist of taboo and spice to them, like steam to them. Like they're sexy, they're, you know, they're sexy, they have a lot of plot, but they also have like well executed like tabooness to them. It's not just thrown in there to be in there. And that's how Sea of Ruin felt for me. And last but not least, the most controversial one on this list, probably a lot of people's fave, is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm done reading Jennifer L. Armentrout. I literally took every single book I had of hers on my Kindle and put it in my one-day collection, which means I'm never gonna read it, because this book was word soup. This book made no sense. The more I think about this book, the angrier I get. The entire ending is a weird QAnon-inspired situation that I hate. There's a blood libel in this, which is also super problematic. And like the whole like people that eat babies to stay young thing. And I just, like, this book, y'all, is so bad. And I don't understand why people love it. I really, like, I cannot grasp why people like this book, to save my life. Like, I can understand the people like that don't like Sarah J. Maas. Like, I get why they don't like her, and I understand that. But like this, I'm literally like, I don't know how you liked this. I don't know how anyone enjoyed this who likes fantasy romance, because there's no world building, there's no plot. And then we just have like this ridiculous reveal at the end that is like straight up ripped out of QAnon conspiracy theory groups. And like some of the most harmful conspiracies too. This isn't like just fun conspiracy stuff. Like, there's a lady on TikTok that has a whole chart of like the fun stuff versus when it gets dangerous. This is like dangerous conspiracy theory stuff. And I just like, I have become convinced now, like honestly with everything I've read about the other books as they've come out, that perhaps she isn't writing these herself, or she's pushing them out so quickly she's not like getting them edited or anything. I don't know. Something is going on here and I am suspicious. And I just think this book was so freaking bad. And I understand, I know some of y'all like it, and that's fine. Again, I'm not judging you for liking this book, but I am wondering like how, I don't know. I turn my brain off and read sometimes, don't get me wrong, but this was like beyond turn your brain off and read for me. This was like, I don't understand. And it just, oh man, it was just so bad, y'all. It was so bad. I'm not continuing the series. I'm also happy I'm not. And yeah, it actually sold me on not reading any more really from Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think I have one book by her I want to read that was traditionally published. And even that I'm hesitant on reading, because From Blood and Ash turned me off of her writing so badly that I like don't want to touch her books. Will I go to a Polycon? Sure. But I do not want to read this woman's books ever again, because I just left this one with such a bad taste in my mouth. And again, the further and further removed I get from it, the more I hate it. and the more upset I am about it. So there's that. There's that. Yeah, those are my least favorite books of the 2021. Let me know what yours was. I'm curious. And you know, I like you unless it's one of my favorite. I'm kidding. I literally don't care. If you don't like a book I love, that is totally valid. Again, everyone's opinion's their own. But you know, if it is from Blood and Ash that you love, maybe a little judgment on my part. A little bit. But yeah, that is my most disappointing books of 2021. You can let me know yours, or you can leave me a sad face emoji, or angry, your pick. Cause honestly, I'm still mad about that book. I'm so mad about it. Anyways, I will have links to Be My Friend anywhere on the internet in that description box. I will not have links to these books for you. But if I did sell you on one of them, let me know. Cause yeah, they were bad. They were really bad. But I will talk to y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away.